All right, let's talk about some foreign policy issues. It's 3 a.m. You're president of the United States. Your national security advisor.
We're replaying the Hillary
Your national security advisor calls you and says, Mr. President, the Israelis have just bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. What do you do?
Well, hopefully they would have told me earlier in the day.
Who's they?
The national security advisor.
They didn't know. The Israelis did it without telling the United States.
I think if I were president, the Israelis would have told us.
Why do you say that?
Because I am a clear ally of Israel. I am very close to Netanyahu. I would, and I've said publicly, I would rather plan a joint operation conventionally than push the Israelis to a point where they go nuclear. Because the Israelis are not going to tolerate an Iranian nuclear weapon. I mean,
if the Israelis told you in advance, would you say go ahead and do it?
If they told me in advance, I would say, how can we help you?
You would actually participate in the
I would provide them intelligence. I'd provide them logistics support. Look, and this is a line we have to draw. I mean, an Iranian nuclear weapon is potentially a second Holocaust. Israel's a very urban country. 2 or 3 nuclear weapons wipes out most of the Jews who live in Israel. I believe Ahmadinejad would do it in a heartbeat. I mean, when you have people who put on bodysuits to walk into a crowded mall to blow themselves up, you better believe they put on a nuclear weapon. So I think the world needs to understand Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon. All the world can decide is whether they help us peacefully stop it or they force us to use violence. But Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon.